Hi everyone, welcome to Bad Fashion's YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. So today we're going to be learning how to make a tulip skirt. And I'll be drafting directly on my pattern. This is just for tutorial sake. So here, the measurements you need to achieve a tulip skirt is your round waist circumference, your hip circumference, the length of the skirt, the length from the waist to hip. These are the measurements needed. So I'll be drafting on this pattern to show us how to do this. So this is just a small pattern. This is not actually my real measurement. So please work with your real measurement when you are drafting yours. That's if you're going to wear. This is just for tutorial. So here on the waistline, I have my waistline, I have the hip line, and I have the knee line, that's which is the full length of the skirt. So here on the waistline, I'll be entering the waist measurement. The waist measurement I'm working with the waist measurement of 22 inches. So here is 22. When you divide it by 4, I have 5.5. So here's my 5.5. I'll be working with a hip measurement of 28 inches, or let me use 30. So here is 30 inches. 30 divided by 4, that's 7.5. So what I have here is 7.5. I'll be subtracting 1 inch from whatever I have here and placing it on the knee. So here I have 7.5. So here I'll be using 6.5. So in this case, you can decide to use 1.5 or 1 inch like I'm using, depending on how tapered you want the knee area to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect my points like this. So can you see that? So for this skirt now, I didn't add that. We will add our that, but we'll still need to close that because for the tulip, you don't really need to. You may need to, you can sew it or you can close it. So I'm just going to add my dart of 1 inch like you have seen me do. So I'll just connect it like this. So now can you see this is my actual line. This is plus 1 inch for my dart. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out like this. Yeah, so now I have my skirt pattern. So I'll enter the nipple to nipple measurement. I'll be using the nipple to nipple of 6 inches. So 6 divided by 2, that's 3. So 3 plus half inch. Remember, I added 1 inch for my dart. So 3 plus half inch, that's 3.5. So I'll mark 3.5 here. And then I'll come down by a length of 4 inches for my dart. Usually when you are doing for an adult skirt in front, the length of the dart is 5 inches. But because I'm making a small pattern, that's a miniature pattern, so that's why I'm using 4 inches. So I'll come here too and reconfirm my 3.5 here. So I'll use my pattern master to connect my lines like this. Can you see that? So I'll mark half inch on both sides. So this is it, because my dart is 1 inch I added, so I'm marking half inch on both sides. I'm taking my dart. So can you see? So now I have my dart. So here, what we'll be doing, we'll go ahead to notch this part so that the dart too can be reflected on the other side. So can you see that? So now I said I won't be using this dart, so we need to close the dart. So I'll just close it up like this. I'll also draw this dart here so that I can close it up like this also. So going ahead to close my dart, and then for this side I also went ahead to draw the dart, so I'm closing it also. So having closed my dart like this, I'll tape it down. So can you see? So I now have my basic skirt pattern. So now let's close it properly. So now the next thing I'll be doing, this is the hip line. Let me extend my hip line up to this point. Mm. And then you can see that this is the crease line, that's the center line of the skirt. So this now depends on how high you want your tulip to be. But having marked the hip line, if you want to make your tulip, that's to come all the way from here. Now let's do this way. Let's say you want it, now this is this side. You want it to come from here like this, up to the hip line, that's fine. Okay, if you want to come down 2 inches or 1 inch below the hip line, this is it here, so you curve it also to meet it like this. So can you see that? So this is my crease line here. So I'm coming from this is my center line rather. I'm coming from this side, can you see? So this is like 1.5 inches. I went up by 1.5 inches from the hem. This is a short skirt we are making. I went up by 1.5 inches from the hem, and then I curved it to meet this point. You can see I used my free hand to do that. You can decide to use your curved ruler, but you can see that it will not really give you the curved shape that you are looking for. So the free hand gives you a nicer shape. So I'm going to be working with this one that starts from the hip line here. So now we're going to cut out this part. So can you see that I didn't touch that side? So now I'll cut the second piece. So now that I have this, assume that this is your fabric. You're going to be placing it right side facing right side so that you can get the opposite direction. So if this is your fabric, you're going to place it right side facing right side like you can see me doing. So I'm going to cut it out like this. So I'm done cutting it out. So you see I have the exact replica of what I have here. And of course you can see that the width is the same as the waistline. That means the skirt is also dartless because I've closed my gap. So all you need to do is to place it over like this, and you have your tulip skirt. So of course the back, you just cut your normal basic back that you usually cut for your basic skirt. So this is just a very simple way of making your tulip skirt. You can make it a straight skirt, that's a pencil skirt like I have done. It can be a mermaid skirt, just the same thing. All you need to do is to curve it to how high you want it to be. I hope we enjoyed this tutorial and we have learned something new. Please kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends, and do not forget to put on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you also have a comment, a question, please feel free to ask. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.